tornado on Grand Bahama, the Christian community giving thanks for having been spared the wrath of Hurricane Irma, and a new federation formed to advance the performing arts.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening all, I'm Shoshina Rule. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news this evening, Hurricane Maria is now moving away from the Turks and Caicos Islands, and islands in the southeastern and central Bahamas could feel some effects from this Category 3 storm as the storm moves further away from the Bahamas. The storm comes days after Hurricane Irma made her way through the Bahamas chain, leaving some degree of damage. Tonight, the Minister of State for Grand Bahama outlines the details of an exigency order put in place to assist all hurricane victims. The Minister of State for Grand Bahama, Senator the Honorable Kwesi Thompson, says residents should be reminded that there is an exigency order in place since the passing of Hurricane Irma.
This order will last for 180 days from the 11th of September to the 10th of March 2018. It includes building materials, electrical fixtures and materials, plumbing fixtures and materials, household furnitures, furnishings, appliances, bottled water. The bottled water, however, only lasts for 60 days, and it also includes generators, which means that these items can be brought in duty-free. There's also a waiver of departure tax for non-commercial flights that are bringing in relief goods and customs processing fees.
He notes that this order covers those who have been impacted by the tornado as well.
Because the tornado took place during Hurricane Irma, then this applies to those persons who got damaged in the hurricane and in the tornado, because the tornado came as a result of Hurricane Irma.
The minister adds that in addition to this, the exigency order since the passing of Hurricane Matthew is still in effect, but will expire in October.
The previous order that was made for Hurricane Matthew is still in existence. It continues, I believe, until October. And so those persons who were damaged in Hurricane Matthew can still take advantage of the order that was previously in existence. Those persons that were damaged as a result of Hurricane Irma can now take advantage of this new order, which will last until the 10th of March 2018.
Shoshina Rule, ZNS Network News. Meantime, the Grand Bahama Christian Council hosting a disaster relief service of prayer, praise, and thanksgiving last night at the Community at Heart Tabernacle Church of God of Prophecy on Coral Road. Churches from across Grand Bahama came together to give thanks for Grand Bahama being spared the fury of the recent storms. Kimberly Mullings was there.
The service of prayer, praise, and thanksgiving featured various praise and worship teams from churches and organizations across the island. Bishop Kermit Saunders of Kingdom Worship Center International led the service in prayer.
God, I thank you for the Grand Bahama Christian Council. I thank you for all of the neighboring organizations responsible for this effort. May our hearts be knitted in compassion, in love, and in giving. May everyone who stand at this sacred lectern to declare your truth, to sing your praises, may do it with the honor and unto the glory of you.
Deputy Prime Minister the Honorable K. Peter Turnquest brought remarks personally thanking those volunteers who assisted government officials with keeping the people of the Bahamas safe, beginning with those who man the emergency operating centers.
These are truly unsung heroes, persons that we don't necessarily see who get any kind of attention, but without whom we could not respond and be as informed and provide the kind of services that we've been able to render to our people. It is indeed also a pleasure to have had Senator Thompson who I must single out as the coordinator of this music here in Grand Bahama. He did a fantastic job, was up with his team doing tremendous work.
President of the GB Christian Council, Reverend Peter Pinder, delivered a motivational message on gratitude in the wake of this recent natural disaster and others.
We know what Joaquin did to the Southern Bahamas year before last and what Matthew did to us last year. We saw what Harvey did to Texas and what Irma did to the Caribbean, Florida, and the Southern Bahamas. And we are presently witnessing the devastation of Maria. We cannot help but give thanks.
Treasurer of the Council, Pastor Cedric Beckles, says the goal is to raise $50,000 to help those who were affected by Hurricane Irma.
That money is going to be diverted to assist with restoration. And one of the things that we decided as a committee is that as the monies are dispersed, we will keep you informed as to what happens with the money. One of the things that you do not need to fear is the misuse of funds on this team's reign. We are men and women of integrity, and so we will definitely do with the funds exactly what we say we will do.
Bishop Ricardo Grant led the prayer of thanksgiving, and St. Matthew Baptist Praise Team of Pelican Point closed out the evening in songs of worship. Kimberly Mullings, ZNS Network News.
Prime Minister the Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis on Grand Bahama today for his monthly visit. The nation's leader just wrapping up a press conference a short time ago, noting that his visit provided an opportunity to continue discussions with a number of businesses and potential investment partners who have shown a keen interest in the economic recovery of Grand Bahama. Now included in the Prime Minister's itinerary today, a meeting with executives of the Grand Bahama Port Authority.
We had a very productive meeting with the Grand Bahama Port Authority and discussed several matters which will have a positive impact on the island's economy. We are committed to working with the Grand Bahama Port Authority in order to eliminate all roadblocks to investments. We are dedicated to streamlining our investment process, with the first step being the creation of an investment unit in Grand Bahama. Our government will review our immigration, customs, and exchange control policies with a view to creating a formula to making it easier to invest and do business in Grand Bahama.
The Prime Minister says the government is focused on the redevelopment of the Lucaya Strip. He says they recognize the urgency of the matter and assured that the government is working diligently to complete the best deal.
Grand Bahama requires more than just the reopening of the hotel strip. We must revive our entire tourist product, and therefore our discussion with the owner and potential partners are with a view to transforming the property into the first step of an innovative and unique destination for Grand Bahama. The government is committed to ensuring that the existing jobs on the strips remain. To this end, we will continue our aggressive discussions until we can unveil our plan for a new tourism product and new destination. We remain committed and on track to conclude discussions with potential partners, and we are working towards this end.
Now, the Prime Minister also disclosing that today the government is looking at giving special attention to the promotion of Grand Bahama.
Today, we moved plans forward for the creation of the Grand Bahama Investment Promotion Board, and the board, among other things, will be tasked with the responsibility of marketing Grand Bahama as a destination ready to do business. This board will send a message to the world.
Now, the nation's leader says he also met with operators of the grand celebration and understands the circumstances as the ship is assisting in a humanitarian effort in St. Thomas until December 21st. However, he says discussions are also underway into the possibility of the grand celebration bringing a second ship to Grand Bahama during this interim period. In other news, the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture placing additional emphasis on the development of culture and the arts throughout the country. Here on Grand Bahama, cultural practitioners have come together to announce the formation of the Bahamas Federation of Performing Arts.
Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Michael Pintard, has been meeting with cultural practitioners throughout the country, pledging his support behind their work while discussing initiatives to promote and preserve the Bahamian culture. Minister Pintard says that he is pleased that cultural practitioners on Grand Bahama have stepped up to create the Bahamas Federation of Performing Arts.
No one can outdo a Bahamian being a Bahamian, and so to the extent that we could create an appetite in the international community for things Bahamian, no other nation could satisfy that demand, which is why it's extremely important for us to preserve what is ours and not spend a tremendous amount of time appropriating other people's culture and passing it off as Bahamian or our principal cultural expression.
The minister adds that this federation will allow persons to share best practices, attract funding, and create an appetite nationally and internationally. Chairman Lozelle Harris Ferguson says that this new federation will establish Grand Bahama as the hub for film, stage performance, production, and more.
We're going to start it by starting a registry. If we start a registry, we want to have all of our actors, directors, videographers, photographers, whatever you are, cinematographers, dancers, whatever you are, we want you actually to send in a resume to us, because what we want to do is we actually want to bring you in and do a video of you. What happens is people who are interested in production, film productions, if they're looking for somebody, they're looking for one place that they can find the information, and we wanted the federation is going to be that place where they can find their dancer, their actor, their person to deal with the grip, their person to deal with any aspect of a production.
Director of Motion Pictures, Ariana Joy Roberts, and member David Mackey say they believe this federation will be an excellent blend of professionals that are both new and experienced in the field.
I think it's an amazing feat. I think it's something that is definitely needed. Long overdue, you know. We have a lot of amazingly talented people here on the island, and some just need a platform, you know, and I think that this is it. And we have a lot of veterans in the field that are coming together to produce something that the Bahamas can showcase to the world.
My thing is to really see the young people be able to grasp the opportunities that come in. And you know, the level of professionalism and etiquette, business etiquette that is required in this is something that would be actually great for our nation, but it would be great for young people to realize the value of coming on time and being responsible and having the intuition to see when something needs to be done rather than being asked.
Minister Pintard is encouraging all Bahamians and the business community to also pledge their support to all cultural practitioners throughout the country. Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
So that's the Bahamas Tonight. The Northern Edition continues in just a moment.